This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Some really fast bikes and a brand new car launch. That's what we have for you on today's program. Welcome to CNB Bazaar Buzz. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patankar and here is today's list of stories. Mercedes-Benz GLA has been given a facelift. It looks more like an SUV and we have the review. The Triumph Street SSS takes on the Kawasaki Ninja Z900. So let's get started then with the Mercedes-Benz GLA. It's a car that's close to our heart given the GLA adventure that we undertook over 6 continents, but now it has gone in for its mid-life makeover. Now that means, of course, that the looks have been tweaked just a little bit, and overall the stance looks a little more SUV-like than before, which is a good thing. The car also gets a new color, some new features. Amir Naik drove it. Here's the review.
In the past 6 months this year, Mercedes-Benz recorded an 18% growth, and that's primarily thanks to new launches and regular updates. The 7th new car to be launched this year is the facelifted GLA. It's a car we know oh so well, having covered over 50,000 kilometers on it across 6 continents on the great overland adventure. But now, the car has a facelift.
We first saw the GLA facelift at the Detroit Motor Show, and that was in January. So it's taken Mercedes-Benz close to 6 months to bring the car to India, and that's actually pretty quick. The changes on this are similar to what we've seen there. So there's reshaped bumpers, there's a new front grille, and this one, which is the 220D, gets all-wheel drive as standard, which are all good things. Bison-on lights get replaced by LEDs, and all of this actually makes it a very good package. What is also interesting to note is that it now doesn't look so much like a raised hatchback, more so like a compressed SUV. So yes, the resemblance to the GLC is very much there, and well, that might bring it some SUV status.
The new face is apparent mainly due to the reworked grille and the new shape of the headlamps. Always a good-looking car, the GLA just looks a little more sophisticated now. At the rear, the LED tail lamps bear similarity to the ones on the GLC. The cabin layout is similar to the one before. It features an 8-inch multimedia system, and no, it isn't a touchscreen. There's a CD drive, Bluetooth, auxiliary input and USB connectivity. The multifunction steering wheel comes in handy to help you gain control of all the operations of the infotainment system. There's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto now. But navigation comes as an optional extra. The boot space remains the same at 421 litres, but you have to choose between your luggage and the spare tyre, since it takes up a lot of space. With the second row down, there's 1,235 litres of cargo space. There's also no change in the wheelbase, and hence for people as tall as Amir, this means cramped space at the rear. Good thing he prefers the driver's seat. The car got the slightly more powerful engine in October 2016, when Mercedes-Benz brought us the Activity Edition GLA with all-wheel drive for the first time. That variant is now simply badged the 220D. The 200 badged cars retain their specs as before too. There are 2 diesel and 1 petrol engine option on offer. The diesel is a 2.1-litre engine in 2 states of tune, 134 bhp 200D and the 168 bhp 220D models. The 2-litre petrol engine makes over 180 bhp.
Now, there are no changes in specifications as such on the GLA facelift. It still has a 2.1-litre diesel engine, churning out 168 brake horsepower, and there's 350 Newton-meters of torque from as low as 1,500 RPM. That's all good. The power is good, the pulling power is good. But what is different in this one is that the suspension has definitely been tweaked. Its predecessor actually had a stiffer ride. But this one, there's a bit of comfort that comes in. Yes, you still get thrown around a bit, but it's better than before for sure. It's now more like an SUV, so it's grown up. So yes, it's a mini GLC, so to say, as we've said earlier, even when it came to design. That's how the suspension has been tweaked too. What is a little annoying is that the NVH levels have not been kept in check. Now, at around 2,500 RPM, you can hear the grunt of the diesel engine, and that's really worrying, and that's something that you don't expect from a car like this. What is also important to know is that the number of features that have gone into the car. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and MirrorLink, which is good. So all in all, Mercedes-Benz have actually tried to pack in a lot in this small car.
It's more agile too. Driving modes include Eco, Individual, Off-Road and Dynamic, and in each you can tweak the setting of the steering and the engine. The 18-inch tyres give you some much-needed grip, and the GLA maintains its composure when driven into a corner. Now, Mercedes-Benz calls it a genuine off-roader, and we can't wait to test that part out. It's certainly not a hatchback on stilts anymore, rather a baby GLC, and Mercedes-Benz has done enough to make sure that the GLA remains true to its claim of an SUV. The GLA then has now become an even stronger contender against both the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3. Prices post-GST have made the GLA more attractive too. The car starts at 30,65,000 rupees for the petrol and goes all the way up to 36,75,000 for the AUD version. Prices have gone down by nearly 4 lakh rupees, and that makes the GLA a tastier proposition. Volvo launched the V90 Cross Country in India today. Launched at 60 lakh rupees ex-showroom, the V90 Cross Country doesn't really have any rivals in India. The V90 Cross Country is the crossover derivative of the V90 station wagon, which itself is based on the S90 sedan. The car comes only in one inscription variant and comes packed to the brim with features like pilot assist, adaptive cruise control, distance alerts and park assist apart from the standard 7 airbags. Skoda has given the Octavia a midlife update and has finally launched it in India. The front end gets a glossy black grille and redesigned bumper. The headlamp cluster is brand new and split into 4 compartments. Inside, it gets a new 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is smartphone friendly and gets Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and MirrorLink as well. The Octavia facelift gets a 1.4-litre petrol with a 6-speed manual gearbox and a 1.8-litre petrol with a 7-speed dual-clutch auto, while the 2-litre diesel engine gets a 6-speed manual and 6-speed DSG automatic option. Prices for the car start from 15,49,405 rupees.
It's commercial break time here on CNB Bazaar Buzz. We come back with answers to your questions.